everywhere.
I just really want to put some better policies in so no other little girl has to grow up with their dad.
The inquest into the deaths of 5 men who passed away following interactions with Winnipeg police is underway, and the first day was an emotional one for family members of Patrick Gagnon.
We just have so many resources now for mental health, and we have so much knowledge on it. I think that things should just be better than what they are currently.
His death on October 26, 2018, following an earlier interaction with police, is the first of 5 that will be examined by the courts as part of a group inquest aimed at not finding fault, but producing recommendations to prevent similar deaths in the future. Gagnon's partner, Dallas Houston, and his daughter Natasha have been waiting years for insight into what happened after police took Gagnon into custody after he and another man reportedly chased a pair of railroad employees onto a running locomotive in the St. Boniface industrial area. Quote, "He took his last conscious breath on the cold ground alongside the train track after having several knee blows applied to his back by a Winnipeg police officer. Why? Because he was trespassing, he was unarmed, and he was disorientated," end quote, detailing how Gagnon was a hardworking partner and father. That's part of a statement that Houston read to Judge Lindy Chow in court Tuesday, saying the death has greatly affected her and her 17-year-old daughter. She has spent the last 5 years struggling with her dad's death, asking herself why life in Winnipeg is, quote, so cheap, end quote. In court, 3 members of the Winnipeg Police Service testified that they responded to the call to find a troubled and scared Gagnon on a walkway on the train, telling officers he did not believe they were real police and that he had been roofied. The officers calling for an ambulance. And while officers testified they were successful in getting Gagnon down from the train, he refused to let go of the ladder railing. In testimony we heard Tuesday, officers detailed how there were concerns he may try to get back onto the train, even inside the running locomotive, but stressed that they were also concerned for Gagnon's safety, prying him away from the ladder and eventually moving him away from the tracks into a softer area of ground to try and handcuff him. Saying Gagnon was thrashing on the ground, one officer testified that he struck Gagnon 2 to 4 times with a knee to the man's left shoulder to try and obtain control of the man's hands, with 4 officers successfully handcuffing him using 2 pairs of cuffs. That's when Gagnon went limp, and after checking for a pulse, officers started to perform CPR and again called for an ambulance, this time on rush, with officers continuing CPR until paramedics arrived. They say spare the presence of an AED on site, there was nothing officers could have done differently to prevent the man's death. However, Gagnon's daughter wonders, had it been official policy to have a paramedic arrive when someone is in distress alongside police, would the situation be a different one?
Absolutely, I do. His heart stopped while they were there, and I think that would have been a completely different outcome if there would have been a paramedic on site immediately.
In Winnipeg, Modjeski, City News.